Good morning. Good morning. Whose birthday is it today? Happy birthday. I don't know. That's the first thing Spirit said when like I hit the live. Good morning, good morning. And someone's over here. Happy birthday, happy birthday. So happy birthday. If you're rewatching this or whatever, happy birthday. So random and weird. Normally like I pre-read the message, and then I try to come up with talking points and just help us be more mindful together. Yeah, no, I did not do that. I have already had my coffee. Now I'm on to my water. I had so much fun yesterday for our crafting event. We usually don't get done for a while. So like if you're somebody that crafts and you take forever and you're OCD, this is the place for you because we literally craft from 4 to 8 and sometimes even later. Like we started cleaning stuff up and people were still doing things. So like we were cleaning up certain tables, but then still chit-chatting. Like we enjoy the whole night. We will sit there and talk and talk and talk, and it's just a fun time. And then there's points in time where like I was sitting there and I was crafting, so then I wasn't really talking or moving around the tables. And then like I was just sitting next to one of the other girls who was doing her witch's ladder while I was doing a witch's ladder, and it was fun. It was fun. I enjoyed it. I did end up making the Mullen candles and the witch's ladder. I needed to work on my wall hanger, but I want Danielle to, like Danielle's like, I think I need to help you with this. And I was like, yes. Like it's missing things. And I do really like how, I'll post pictures later with the girls and all of their crafts and what they did. But like I liked how there was different layers of the yarn wall hanger, and they turned out so pretty. So yeah, I'm excited. Today we have our chakra class at 4 o'clock. Yes, there is still room. When I think about it, who do we have coming? I think we have 4 people coming. I'd like to get 10 to classes just because I'd like to get 10. There is a bathroom here if you need to go to the bathroom. It's just gonna be really fun. So I still do have room if you messaged me today or you paid and you were gonna come. It's from 4 to 6. The class is going to be a 2-hour class, my janky Band-Aid, and we are going to talk about everything chakras. It's like a beginning chakras class. So when we did the astrology class, a lot of people were wanting more in-depth astrology class, so we made sure that we put the beginning chakra class. We can go even more in-depth later if you guys want a more in-depth chakra class, but this one's going to be super fun. We're going to talk about the chakras. Each chakra will have a certain portion that we'll talk about, and we're going to talk about what are some ailments that could be in those chakras, and then we're going to talk about ways you can heal that chakra, and then we're going to, well, hello, we're going to talk about the sound therapy, because Crystal is a sound therapist. And she works those crystal bowls like no other. So she's going to let you listen to the bowls in the certain tones during the certain chakras, as well as we're going to get the tuning forks out, which are going to be fun. So yeah, if you are watching this and it's not past 4 o'clock and you want to sign up for the chakra class for $44, we still have some space. I'm going to work on the finishing touches and set up the room more, because we did have craft. So I gotta take all my stuff out to the shop and then rearrange this and then make sure my PowerPoint connects to the computer screen, which I really like. So good morning. Good morning, Danielle. If you're not following Southern Wild Healing, follow her. She's one of the sisters of the Wild New Hope. And she helps a bunch. She's the organized one. She's the organized one. Good morning, Crystal. Good morning. Connor's knocking at the door, but I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. Like, I tried to have him out here and it'd be okay, but he is like the Muppets. He's going crazy about the Muppets and he wants to be Miss Piggy and it's super cute, but it's very loud. But yeah, I am excited for the chakra class. Let's look at the spiritual message. I did not pre-look at this, so let's see if it shocks my system. It is the 24th, right? Because yesterday was the black moon, which was the 23rd. 24th. Adversity is necessary too. Though it may not be comfortable, adversity teaches you resilience and courage. You can't ask your sister what time she wants you to come. Now? Now? I know your little guy's sick. I don't know. A couple hours early? 2 hours early? I don't know. 2? Or anytime, sister? Really? It was so much fun. I'm going to show my candles in a second. It teaches you to hold on tightly to what matters most and to surrender to what doesn't. It is the anchor to humanity that prevents you from flying too far, too fast, and scorching yourself on the sun. For all the beauty in life, and life is indeed beautiful, you still need the balance of adversity to grow stronger so you can live a more meaningful life. What can you do? Lots of things. I don't know what that question is. So when reading that, it kind of made me think about, you know what drives me crazy? This is ADHD talk here. Is when people are like, you always bring up your trauma, blah, 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 blah. But my trauma got me here today. And I've learned a lot because of my trauma. So yes, I'm going to bring up my trauma again. Okay? If you're watching just to be one of those people that just stalk me to be like, oh, Sasha talk about her trauma again. Well, you didn't go through it. So screw you. It makes me think about my childhood trauma and how much like you don't even realize how horrible it is until you see the good. So like adversity is necessary in order to have the good. If you were just consumed with all positive, like people think about, well, if everything was positive, like how would you know if anything was bad? It's the same thing with when everything's negative, you don't know what you're missing. Like as a child, I didn't know what I was missing because like to me, breaking furniture was normal. To me, like arguments every night was normal. To me, the family discussions that you're sitting on a couch as a little child listening for 3 freaking hours at your dad scream about how horrible you are was normal. Like those things were normal. Like that didn't happen to you guys. To me, taking showers and having your mom bang on the door because you're taking too long and not being able to get up and go pee at night because if you did, you'd wake up your mom and then all hell would break loose. And to me, going in the kitchen and getting food, like you would instantly be personally attacked and talked about there's so many things to me that were normal. Like those were just normal. And I didn't know any different. And by meeting Troy and going to Troy's family, which Troy's, we don't have much to do with them now because it's like a different toxic, but like going and sitting down in their house and watching their family dynamics, and they're more like not talking about their problems and they just kind of hide their issues and stuff. But like nobody was breaking furniture and nobody was screaming at each other and nobody was hitting each other. And it was just like, it was like this calm. And I just remember thinking, what? Am I, what, like, exactly. Like, is this how family's supposed to be? Like, what's going on here? So like thinking about the adversity, if like you don't see the positive in things and you're living in toxic situations, like you don't know that there's good out there, as well as like if you're only having the good, you don't know what the lows are. Like there has to be this balance of going through stuff, healing, positivity, going through stuff, healing, positivity, going through stuff, healing, positivity. Like, I don't know. It's just a very interesting thing. And a lot of the times when you think about the things you go through in the moment of things and your spiritual awakenings, I know that we're confused. I know that we don't understand. I know that we're sad. We're overcome. Why is this happening to me? A lot of those things. We're not trusting the plan or the journey or whatever. But if you think about like the childhood trauma, if I think about that, without seeing the positive, I wouldn't know about the negative. And then without overcoming those things and really working on forgiveness and really working on using my throat chakra and allowing myself to speak about those things that seem to be taboo, I've like healed myself, but also showed other people that it's okay. Like it's okay to set boundaries. It's okay to keep setting boundaries. And it's okay when those people don't, even though they're family, don't understand boundaries. It's okay to cut people off. Like just because their blood does not, there's not some sacred rule that allows you to keep people in your life just because they're bad people, because they're family. Like, I'm not going to carry that guilt anymore. I feel like I was raised very much with guilt. And I don't need to hold people's guilt, or I'm not in charge of their salvation, like your parents' salvation or whatnot. Like they choose their life. Good morning. Good morning. You can either choose to overcome things and become better, or you can choose to sit in them and stay stuck. Yeah, you hear them kids. Yep. Anyways, that goes with a lot of the stuff that we're going to talk about today too in the chakra class, because there's a lot of physical, emotional, and spiritual traumas in each chakra. I think I might print up a page 2 where I'll just have like lines and blank spots where you can put like emotional, spiritual, and physical traumas, and then like you can start like listing all the things, because I feel like if I did that, then I could start, well, I need to work on my emotional feelings with abandonment, and like maybe that's something when I'm ready, intuitively, when I look at my list, when I'm ready to work on that, I can check off that box, you know. But I think the chakra class is gonna be super fun. We did the Mullen candles, which was really cool. And I made a couple. So these are not ones we're doing inside our house very much. We're gonna be doing them more, at least I'm gonna be doing them more on my deck, outside, just because I've never done them before and I wanna see how they burn. And I think that it's gonna add a lot to a ritual if I wanna do certain rituals. I did channel everybody who wanted their yearly forecast or readings for the year. And so when I went back and read what I needed to, like this month, I needed to let go of my ego. So at some point before the month is over, this is the Mullen candle, I added like rosemary, lavender, and some other herbs. But like you can put this in a safe burning thing. You can try to stand it upright. I think I'll light this top part and let it burn down. This one is a black candle because I wanted it to be all about like letting go of my ego. And then I did do one for abundance. That one's got like peppermint and cinnamon and thyme. And then the green And then this one, I didn't add any herbs because I wanted to see what would happen if I didn't add any herbs. There's still a little bit of herbs, but what she did was she used a little like burner. She heated up the wax, and you can get different colored waxes, and she let the mullein dry out, and then she put the mullein in the freezer when she got to my house. And then when the wax was heated up, we would dip our mullein, like turn, you know how you like hold a container to the side to dip and turn it around, and then we'd put it on the parchment paper on a cooking sheet, and then you would keep dipping until it was thick enough with the color of wax that you were wanting. And then when it was thick enough, you would do one last coat, and then you'd add your spices, your herbs, your herbal medicine on top, which is super exciting. I did do one big one. Don't judge me. I did do one big one, and this one is gonna be for my September month. My spiritual message when I go back and read my September month is a lot about my health and like taking care of my health. But it could also be my family's health because they're starting school, and I know when we start school, health is bad. So I just need to be aware that I need to get everybody back on their vitamins, their vitamin C, vitamin D, and just making sure that we're coming home, we're washing our hands, we're taking baths, we're being vigilant with the germs. We're talking about washing our hands, we're talking about not touching our mouth, like just education. And then November, I made one for November, and I wanted to work with the sun in November. I know it's colder in November, but that is the message I channeled for myself was, look at how pretty that is. In November, I needed to work with like orange and yellow and sun and like lion energy and just bring in the power and the passion and all the things. So I'm excited about that. So those were my mullein candles, and they're really not that hard to make. So this one I made white, and then I just took a little spatula and drizzled the green over the top, which I really liked. And then I would just rotate and rotate. So I don't know if you could tell, but mine kind of have like these flat spots, and that's because I laid it on parchment paper. Our OCD sister, Danielle, she hung hers from a hook so that it would drip down so that it would not have those flat spots, those character spots, because yeah. And I'm not judging her. I don't have the patience to keep tying that up and stuff. I am a chaotic sister as well as Crystal. I used to be like her, and then my kids and my husband ruined it. I don't have any of Danielle's wall hangers or her wreaths. I don't think anybody did the wreath, but the wreaths are always options for $15. And then the wall hangers were $20, and they were amazing. She did 2 for $15 for these, and she did make some other ones that I'm going to take pictures of that you can purchase. I think she made one for abundance and one for like a set of 3 for abundance and a set of 3 for something else too. Yeah, it was super exciting this year. So, and each year that I do my crafts, because I have set the schedule. I have set the rituals. I am not changing. I might tinker with the ritual, and I might make it so that there's different things that we learn in doing the witches ladders. Like I'll show you the example like of the things that I added that are different. But they are basically going to stay the same. So this is August. In August next year, if you want to do the witch's ladder that you missed out on, it's coming back in August. So this year, and I am going to sell the 2 that I worked on, and I'm gonna to local people because I don't want to ship this because it's special. But I made one would be good on incense sticks? I don't know. That would be something that I would tell you here as a business person. I don't recommend that, but that would be something that I would privately try to do myself. There was one lady, Miss Sherry, she had like a little piece of the mullein that like broke off or whatever, and she used it, and I was like, that's like a little incense cone, like you could just burn that little piece. 3 sets of 2, abundance and protection. Yay. Yep, so I'll definitely post those, and then you guys could pick them up here and pay me or Crystal, and I'll get her the money. So, I don't know how well you can see this. If I put it in front of me. So this is something I did differently this year, was I did an intuitive spell jar for whatever you were working on. And when you come do the crafts with me and you pick my craft, it's usually a ritual where we'll have chanting of prayers, not scary. It's things like, please help us heal. Please bring us abundance. Please protect our energy. Please help us sleep. But think about you saying your prayers and how powerful your prayers are. Now think of doing that in a group of sisters with all trying to create the same energy. It just makes our work more powerful because of the prayers. So what I did, but for the witches ladders, they have to be your own personal thing. So I gave you a pamphlet of how to do your ritual, because I don't know what you want to do your ladder for. Do you want, there's gnats. Do you want to do a protection ladder? Do you want to do an abundance ladder? Do you want to do a spiritual growth ladder? That little thing. Get out of here. So I added the spell jars this year for an extra 5, so the craft would be 20. And then I brought out the wood burner, so you could use the wood burner. I also offered, I dripped wax in certain colors on this. So this one I dripped black wax, because this one is going to be for sale for protection for $35. Everything I did with this was for protection. This is a very powerful thing. I felt like whoever this was meant to, I'm going to hang it up in my crystal shop. Whoever this is meant for is under spiritual attack. So like when I was channeling this, I was channeling it for protection. By the time I got to the bottom, I realized this person who gets this was under spiritual attack. So I did, I like the Norse pagan Viking runes. So I used those and specific symbols for like abundance, protection, magic, justice. I did the line of lemon. So I learned how to do the threading it through. So what I did for my lemons for threading it through is if you took a straw and you punched like because we have lots of metal straws because Connor, something about speech therapy, they tell you that getting them to drink straws helps move their tongue and makes the tongue muscle better for speech therapy. So we got him into straws, and now he won't get out of straws. So I have an abundance of metal straws, okay? And so I took the metal straw, which I was so proud of myself for thinking of that, and then I punched the hole on either side, and then I threaded it through the back. So now instead of last year, I think when we did it, we just punched a hole in the middle with like, I don't know, our fingers. Not very, like, I am becoming more crafty. So we were able to thread this through, which I really liked. I used very grounding looking yarn, so like protection yarn. When you braid your hair or you braid anything, there's protection. Each time you're tying a knot, you're saying the prayer too. So like I'm talking a lot about protect their energy, protect their space, protect their spirit. Like every time I was tying or doing something, I was constantly saying another prayer. This one, I put the black and white feathers. And then at the bottom, this is kind of hard. I put more grounding yarn right here. I put more sigils. This one's a bind rune. Again, I told you, by the time I got to the bottom, I felt like this person was under spiritual attack. A lot of people going against this person, talking poorly about this person feeling very alone. And then I added 3 bells, and I did more braiding. So this one is for sale for $35. I put a lot of energy and work and time into this one, and I learned some different tactics for making the witch's ladder. At some point too, I don't know if you guys have seen the witch's ladders where they're all just like the little driftwood that's about like this big. At some point we'll do one of those that's just like the string of them and they all just kind of spin. Like, I'm just gonna work off of the craft and make it a little different each time. Add something different. So like I've added the spell jars and that. Maybe next year we'll do something different. I started on this one for abundance for somebody for the 35, but I have not finished it. Like I've dripped the wax, I've added the spell jar for abundance, I've added the cinnamon and sigils on there, the infinity sign and the dollar sign for abundance. I've added some of the abundance colors and grounding colors. We've got the oranges to bring in more abundance. I've got the green and yellow feathers. But I want to add, I don't know, I need more. I want to find somewhere to add the bell. Bells are good for intention setting. I might find somewhere to put this pine cone. I was like trying to think. I could tie another string downward and around that. And then below that, maybe have the bell. And then I need to do some word burning sigils for protection. I made another bind rune for the abundance, like up here. And then I also put the runes luck and wealth and magic and fertility in all things. Fertility doesn't mean just babies, y'all. But this one will be for 35 too, but this one isn't ready. The protection one is ready. I just need to post it. But that was super fun. And then I guess I'll just end on the spiritual message. I'll channel us like a little insight about today. And then I'm gonna get off of here and go work on printing out my chakra class and cleaning my house a little bit. And Cutler, when I went to go live, he was like, but I'm hungry. It's like every time I say I'm going live, he's like, I need food. I'm like, I just gave you food. You just got food. Nope, get a snack. Meals aren't every hour, sir. Spiritual message today from our ancestors. Oh, I love that. What's the evolution? 944 44 444. Okay, that is very helpful. Thank you, Spirit. Oh my gosh, I pulled those already. I can't remember what event. I want to say it's for my Monday morning meditations that are gonna start, I think, the second week of September. Interesting. Interesting. Okay, so here is the spiritual message. Yeah, he must be going through a growth spurt. It is talking about how a love is all around us, and it's got the bird as the picture. So I feel like love is all around us and we need to speak. speak about it. Speak about it in gratitude. And then I also got a dragonfly spirit as well that's saying that there are illusions. And then I asked, well, what are the illusions that we're fighting, right? What is the collective illusion? And the illusion is that it's the why me? Like, look at how sad she is. Like, this is a never-ending story of trial after trial after trial after trial. Like, why me? Why can't I just catch a break? But really, that's an illusion, because you have this beautiful, amazing, you have these great friends, you have these great opportunities, you have this community that you're building on, and that you should be proud of, and that it's okay that there's lulls, because we're not doing things by the book. It's okay to step out of the box. It's okay to not be okay, but still be working on things and realize that you've got things to still be grateful for. And then these other two cards, I just want to show you the top part. These are when I post my events for September and stuff, there's like little Easter eggs in the pictures. And I want to say it's for the Monday meditations, but there is an owl in there and a mask in there because of these two cards. But this is again talking about being cautious about making quick decisions. Make sure that you're building yourself up. Like, if you feel something coming, make sure you prepare for that something. Don't sit there and like put your blinders on and not pay attention. Because when time comes to make those decisions, you don't want to be desperate, if that makes sense. Okay, so that is the spiritual message of the day. You are not alone. The illusion is to overcome that feeling of being alone. You have a lot of people that support and love you, and that love is all around you. Look for the feathers, look for the birds. They're all going crazy right now. The dragonflies as well. Birds and dragonflies are a spiritual sign. And the spiders. Was spiders last week though? What is today? Is this still the spider week? Like, I feel like my days are just running through. Oh my gosh. Anyways, you guys, I'm gonna go sit at my computer, print out my stuff, work on all of that. I love you. I hope you have a beautiful day. I'm really excited to see those of you that signed up for the chakra class tonight. I think it's gonna be an amazing experience, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.